I heard of wrestling, and I thought, well, that's one-on-one. That nobody can go out and say the team carried me, because it was me and one other person out there on the mat. And that kind of helped me to get my point across, that I was trying to prove to society that I can go out there and do it. And then secondly, it's a close contact sport, and with my limbs being short, it was just kind of right up my alley.
Yes.
And then once I was in shape, I realized that half the match was mental. And I knew I was beating them mentally, not only by just the way I looked, but by the way I acted and how quick I was. And half the match was me beating them mentally.
What role did your parents play in this? What messages did they give you? And I'm going to wait till you have your little drink. What messages did they give you growing up? Are they part of the reason why you are and you think you are who you are today and you think the way you think?
Well, I grew up in a small farming community in North Liberty, Indiana, and my parents were very supportive, and so was the whole town. By the time I was running around town, I was just Brett. People would come into town and go, who's the kid with no arms and legs? Oh, you mean Brett? The town could not understand why people would come in and address me as the guy with no arms and legs. And my parents were very supportive on everything I did. My mom was a little nervous about the wrestling because she thought I was going to get hurt.
You do have to give them credit, because they didn't say, no, you can't do that. I think that it was more along the lines of, please go do something.
And get out of the house.
Get out of the house.
Yes.
We had a family friend come over when I was little. Not that I'm very tall now. But he came over and they were sitting at the table.
You still laugh at his jokes,
yes,
don't you? Isn't that nice?
She's heard him hundreds of times, and she still laughs. The neighbor comes over and they're sitting at the table with my parents, and I come hopping up and smack Mom on the leg and said, can you do this for me? And Mom said, no, go do it yourself. And he recalled to us later that he was
very upset.
Pretty upset at her for just denying. Why wouldn't you take care of him? And he noticed years later that she actually had a plan, and he called it tough love, where she didn't coddle me and it turned me into a stronger person. But even at the moment, with two adults sitting there, he didn't understand what was going on.
Your natural reaction is, oh, can I move that chair for you? Or can I help you? That's the normal response that most people have. And just like any other child that you would have, just go do it yourself. Because if I do it for you all the time, you're never going to learn how to do it. So that was a lot of what Lowell, what he was trying to go through, was seeing that his mom was neglecting, but that's not what it was.
No.
It was go
she
do
was
it,
empowering
learn.
you.
Yeah.
You met him where?
Playing pool at a pool hall in South Bend, and we're both APA sanctioned pool players. And he came up to me and asked me out.